teaching and privacy, security, safety, I think about these things: privacy, limiting the number of accounts your students have, so they only have to sign up for 1 or 2. Security, ensuring the data is encrypted and students use strong passwords. And then safety, only providing necessary information about students. We ready? Are you ready? I'm ready. Yes? I have my friends here, Blackie and Angel, and they're ready to give us high fives to get started. Yes? High five? High fives? I got to see those high fives. Yes. Oh, perfect. Okay. Our first activity for today we call Vocabulary Blitz. For this activity, you're going to write down 3 words related to the topic or word that I put on the screen. You get 1 point for every word that is the same as the words that I choose. So write down 3 words. We're ready. Here we go. Our first word is hacker. So get that paper, get that pen. What 3 words do you think of when you think of hacker? Write it on your paper. Are we ready? My 3 words, I put computer. Do you have computer? If you do, you get 1 point. I put scary. Do you have scary? If you do, you get 1 point. And the last word I have is hacker, is data, not hacker. Data. If you have data, you get 1 point. How did we do? Did anyone get any points? No points? That's okay. We have another one. Password. What 3 words do you think of when you think of password? Are we ready? My first word is vault. Do you have vault? Vault. Like a password vault. My second word is strong. Do you have strong? I like strong passwords. Oh, I see some people do. And my third word is account. Do you have account? Did you guys get any points on that one? I see some didn't get any points.
Oh,
That's
Sylvia
okay.
got 2.
Ooh, there we go. Ah, some of
No
you guys
3s.
got points. Okay, we're gonna do one more.
Yeah.
Oops, we can't go to congrats yet. Her last one is cookies. Cookies. We ready? I put eat because I like to eat actual cookies, not digital cookies. Website and data. Did any of you get any points? Yes, we have some people who have 1, 0, 1, 0. Yeah, this is a great activity to do with your students to help them think about these different words and their associations. And even if you didn't get any points, you still get a high five. Yes, let's see those high fives. Woo! Yes.
Some of our
Love it.
Facebook Live people are playing along too, so cool.
Yes, how did we do on Facebook Live? Did we get any points?
Yes, Mariola, I think from Poland, got 2 points.
Wow, that's really incredible. Really incredible. Our next activity we call Don't Feed the Fish. This kind of fish over here. Not this kind of fish, because we do want to feed this fish. For this activity, you're going to look at something and decide if it's fishing or real. So here are some tips to determine if it is fishing. The first one is if the message is urgent. You must do it now. You only have a limited amount of time. The second one I think is really important. This is why I like this activity, because our students are often learning English, so they may not recognize spelling and grammar errors. So if we help them to practice so that they can identify common spelling and grammar errors, it will help them to identify fishing. The third one is a shortened or wrong URL. Now, in our examples today, you might not be able to see the URLs, but I do want to point that out there when you're looking at messages and trying to decide if it's phishing or real. The next one is there's a generic or missing greeting. They say, hello, friend. The next one is they ask for a password or bank details, or sometimes they even ask you for money to send them money. And the last one is too good to be true. Too good to be true. Are we ready? Ready? I'm ready. Let's go. Is this one phishing or real? Phishing or real? Put your answer in the chat box. Do you think it's phishing or real? These are messages from my junk email, most of them. Is this a phishing or real? We have some people think it's phishing, some people think it's real. Phishing, real. We have a mix. Phishing, real. Yeah, I'm going to give you guys a minute to type in your answers. Get some answers there on Facebook Live. Is this phishing or real? We're looking for spelling and grammar errors, asking for money via your banking details. We can't see the links. Some people are not sure. Okay, okay. This one is actually a real message. Yeah, so sometimes it's hard to tell, which is why it's great for us to look at these, because phishing exists because it's hard for people to tell. Let's look at our next one. Is this one phishing or real? Phishing or real? Apparently I have fungus and I need to stop feeding my fungal infection by using this one solution, that it's really important. A lot of people say phishing, phishing. There's a couple reals, but a lot of people think it's phishing. This one is phishing. Good thing, because I don't have fungal infection. I might want to do it. Okay, here's a message from WhatsApp. A lot of people use WhatsApp. It's not They have phishing messages on WhatsApp as well as real. They're asking for PayPal me money. PayPal me money. Yeah, so that's phishing. The name is not real because I changed it. That's a great question. Okay, on this one, is this one phishing or real? Coronavirus coverage and travel insurance. So this time, you think it's real. Why? Why do you think it's real? Why do you think it's phishing? So now we can expand our activity and have them point out, why? Why is this real? Coronavirus is the reality. Urgent phishing, so someone thinks it's phishing because it's an urgent notification. That's a really interesting idea. This is an email from Jelena. Is this an ad? This is an email that I received on the 17th of July to my junk email. Someone says the InSabai website exists, that it's a real thing. Yes. The logo looks real. The email looks real. Yeah, those are some really great ideas. I've actually purchased from InSabai, and this is a real advertisement for them that they sent to my email. See, so sometimes it's not as easy to tell. Yeah, TripAdvisor does. Milo says TripAdvisor sends these as well. Yep, they do. There's a lot of these in these travel sites. Now, okay, this one is our last one. Is this phishing or real? And tell us why. Why you think it's phishing or real? Oh, someone says informations. Phishing, nobody would ask you for money. PayPal does not ask for help. Oh, that's a really good point. Phishing, they're asking for information. Yeah, so some of you pointed out that information is spelled incorrectly with that S on the end, which is a really common mistake as people are learning English, is that S ending. Yeah, phishing, not giving a real reason for error. There's a link to update your information. Yeah, this one is phishing. This one is phishing. So in that one, you saw there were some grammar errors that may be difficult for our learners to identify. So it makes it hard and it makes them susceptible online. So excellent, excellent. Phishing real, high fives, yes? Woo! We get Blackie, yes! How many did you get right? Excellent, high fives in the chat box. Oh, some of you guys got all of them right, 4. Yes, excellent work. Phishing or real, phishing or real. Okay, our next activity I call Stamp on Big Data. And for this activity, Ivana is going to get us set up. So we're going to get it up. We're going to share our screen and we're going to take a look at what's going on. For those of you who are on Facebook Live, you won't be able to actually stamp on the screen, but you can still write in the chat box or write on your paper. We ready, Ivana?
So we're just going to guide them through using the stamps, Elizabeth.
Yep, perfect.
Do you see screen share? I am sharing.
Yeah, so at the top of your screen, if you go up to view options, is that right? Then you can see these tools. And there it is, view options. And if you go down, you'll see the word annotate. And some of you are already doing it. So if you click annotate, we want you to go to the stamps. We'll see in the next slide, stamps, okay? And so
I think we missed the slide with the stamped, but it's down there at the bottom
I think we did too.
of the slide.
So now we're going to ask you to stop using your annotate, but get ready to use the stamp tool, okay? Elizabeth, over to you.
Great. So for this, Kevin is being charged with stealing mail packages. The police have evidence against him, which they found in several different ways, which we're going to talk about in the next slides. For each example, decide whether you believe the government should be able to use that evidence against Kevin. You ready? Down here at the bottom, that stamp, that's what you're looking for in your menu. If you're on your phone, just draw a tiny little line to mark your answers, just if you're on your phone. But if you're on your computer, use the stamp. Okay, let's go. First one.
And remember, only stamp one time, right?
Oh, yes, thank you. Yes, only stamp one time.
I
So
know
what
it's
is being
hard to-
collected? It's so fun, but we have several of these. Websites that he visited on his home computer. Remember, Kevin's crime is stealing mail packages. So can the government use the website he's visited? Or can they not use? It looks like a lot of people think, yes, the government can use it.
So we're talking about their opinions right now, right? Not what the law says.
Yeah, we're talking about your own opinions. This is
Okay.
great for discussion in our classes about what is acceptable in terms of what government can use or not use.
What's not so great is that everyone wants the government to break into my mail. I mean, my computer.
Your computer. Well, okay, let's clear. Are we ready?
Yeah,
We're going to
please
clear
stop
and move on to
stamping
the
for a
next
minute.
one. Okay, and 3, 2, 1, and we're moving to the next one. The next one is an email that he sent to a friend. So can the government use it? An email that he sent to a friend. We're sort of getting mixed.
Interesting here, Elizabeth, because people are now kind of seeing the quandary in privacy rights. There's fewer, I think, that say the government should be able to use that.
There are fewer. There are fewer. What if he told his friend all the things that he's been stealing? His friend can have it. Yeah, someone in the chat box says, if it helps further investigation, then yes. Yes. So you can see how this can generate great discussion. Okay, we ready to clear?
Someone else says no place for government.
No place for government. Great. Okay, next one. Information he posted on his social media pages, such as status updates and pictures. Such as status updates and pictures. Can the government use?
Yeah, well, here we see overwhelmingly that our audience thinks the government should be able to use that. But of course, it's public if I posted it on social media, right?
It is public. They do have privacy laws, but they do have guidelines for how they work with government that are in their privacy laws. Are we ready? Okay,
Yeah,
in
let's try
3,
another.
2, 1, we're moving to the next one. His movements by car on public streets using location data. This they might use in order to see if he was at the locations where these packages were stolen.
Wow, we're really seeing a lot of support for strong government and security agencies, I think, here.
Yeah. This is why yesterday when I showed you how to turn your location services off, if you're going to steal packages, turn those location services off. Even better, turn your phone completely off.
In the movies, they usually step on their phone too.
Yeah, so that their SIM card is damaged and their entire.
We don't
Yep.
recommend that if you love your phone.
No. Yep. So at night, I turn my phone off because I don't need it. When I lived in South Africa, I used to turn it on airplane mode because if there was an emergency, I wanted to be able to quickly turn it on, but I didn't want it transmitting any data while I was asleep. Okay, let's go 3, 2, 1, and we're going to move to our last one, which is the contents of his cell phone.
Should the government be able to hack my phone?
I think part of this is could be a discussion about whether or not there should be a back door into your cell phone, because some companies build back doors so that they can get into your phone and access things.
And Apple has refused to do that. Is that right?
I actually don't know. That's a great question. I'm going to look it up and I'll post it on our question discussion board later. So if you're interested, look out for it on our discussion board, or you can look it up yourself.
Roman says, hack or use a warrant. That's a big difference. He makes a good point.
Yes.
Yes, Agatha, you're asked if the government can use it. We're asking your opinion. Do you think the government should be able to use this information?
Yeah. So Nadina says right to property versus right to information, because this is your personal property, the information.
It's such a complex question, so much gray area.
Yeah. Okay. Let's clear and we'll see all of the questions all on one slide. Websites he visited on his home computer, an email he sent to a friend, information he posted on his social media pages, such as status updates and pictures, his movements, using location data, the contents of his cell phone. It's not quite so easy as black and white when we're talking about our opinions. No wonder why privacy laws are so complicated and difficult for our students to understand. This is great to help them understand the complexities of it and to get some great discussion in our class. Yes, by government, do you mean police and other authorities? Yeah, but sometimes the government is other people as well. Okay, thank you, Ivana. Let's say goodbye to annotations. We're saying goodbye to annotations and we're saying hello to high fives. Guess what? It's your birthday. Happy birthday. Because we're gonna have our junk email account. And if you don't have a birth date to put on there, put today. Okay, this next activity I call think, then maybe post. Think, then maybe post. So we're moving into more social media kinds of things. And the goal for our students is to say, you're not an easy person to Google. So when they search for them, they don't want to be easy to find. So what we're going to do is we're going to create what's called a decision tree. Not this kind of tree, but one we write. So you're going to need your paper and your pen or pencil. I'm going to show you an example of a decision tree that I've made. At the top, I start, would my family approve of this post? I start with that question. And then I put yes or no, and I think, yes, it's okay to post. No, then I'm going to put a question under no. Would this post make me look bad? And I have yes and no. And in this one, yes, do not post. No, okay to post. So this is a 2-level decision tree. You can do 3 levels or 4 levels, but right now we're just doing 2 levels. This is to help your students think about what happens if I post. What happens if I post this? So before I post something, let me go through my decision tree and decide if it's okay to post or I shouldn't post. So get your paper and pen. And here are some questions to start with. So start with one of these questions and start building out your decision tree. I want you to have at least 2 levels. Below each question, yes, no. So have your paper, your pen, yes, no. You can pick any question to start with. I'm gonna get some music going here for us to listen to while we do our decision trees.
Having a friend is like planting a flower. Show love and kindness that one day will bloom. Let's be aware as we walk on this planet. Even the tiniest creature needs room. Lessons in life aren't always so simple. Nothing you're giving will ever come free. Even the smallest of gifts deserves thank you. I respect you and you respect me. I think of you and you think of me. Remember, everyone here is important. When you're forgotten, it makes you feel sad. Know that you matter and you make a difference. Let no one shame you or make you feel bad. Lessons in life are so simple.
How are we doing? We got our decision trees? Got our decision trees? Kevin mentioned this song is available for free on American English. You can download it for free. Excellent. So let's see those decision trees. We're going to post them up on your cameras. Let's see those. So if you have it, I want to see it. Those decision trees. Do we have some decision trees? Let's see this. The name of the song is called Lessons in Life, and I put a link on our site today direct to the page where you can download it. Direct to the page. Some decision trees. This is a great thing to do with our students to help them think about what is going to happen if I post so that they can use good judgment. It's good for me. I go through these questions as well before I post. Ready? You are awesome. Awesome high fives. Yes, we're awesome high fives. Let me get this. High fives in our chat box. Yes, we're so excited. Look at how much great activities that we have that we can do with our students. High fives. Okay. So in our survey, our pre-course survey, I asked, when I share digital pictures of my students, I do not include identifiable information, such as full names, locations, and follow the requirements of my employer's privacy policy, if applicable. So we have 52.8% of you. And some of you don't post. information about your students online. So that's okay. But before we post things about our students online, we can also ask ourselves those questions. We can also ask ourselves those questions as well. And your school may have a policy that says you can't post in a public site. So for this activity, I call it sharing is caring. And this is something that I do before I post pictures of my students online, after I have permission from the students or the parents or guardians. Okay? So, is it okay to post this picture? Tell me your ideas in the chat box. Is it okay to post this picture? Do you think it's okay? Why do you think it's okay? If you don't think it's okay, why? People say the face is not seen, you don't see so much. It's a little bit harder to identify the person. This is sort of a little nondescript location. So I would look at this and say, this is pretty good. Face is not identifiable. Someone says it seems a private moment in life. So not okay, because it's their private contemplation. Yeah, so if it's your picture, okay. This isn't me. So it's not my picture. What if I put the person's name on it and where they are? Is it okay now? If their name and where they are. So is it no unless you have consent to post? Not without permission? Only with her permission. Yeah, so yes, if the name is not real. This is not a real name and not a real location, name of a mountain range. Only with permission. Must get consent. Yes, so I love to do this activity with my students because they often post pictures of other people without their consent on social media. So we all said, if you're going to say who it is and it's identifiable, you must get their consent. You must get their consent. Yes. Okay, our next activity we call dot storming social media. So the way this is going to work is that you're going to navigate to this URL, which Ivana is putting in the chat box, and it's right here for people who are on Facebook Live, tinyurl.com/teachingprivacy. Notice that there's no www before it. It's just tinyurl.com/teachingprivacy. When it pops up, it's going to ask you for your name. You can type anything you want in that as long as it's appropriate, and click join. You're going to add a text card using the option that says add a card, and I'll show you when I screen share here if you're having problems finding it. What is the most important thing to teach my students about social media? And then you're going to vote for your favorite. If you look down here at the bottom, I have this how to create an avatar so they can be more anonymous. And there's a little circle in the bottom left. And when you hover over it, it's going to turn green. You have 4 votes. You click on it, turn green. Okay, let's get this pulled up here. So over here in the top right, you can add a card and type in what you want. What is the most important thing to teach my students about social media? So first add a card, and then you can vote. First add a card, and then you can vote. And as we're doing this, we can finish listening to our song. So I'm gonna say, so I type it in and I click add, and now it's there. Now, if you see I hover over here, I can vote for this by clicking on the green. And it's going to show up by rank. So you have a total of 4 votes. This is great. Let's listen to it again.
Having a friend is like planting a flower. Show love and kindness that one day will bloom. Let's be aware as we walk on this planet. Even the tiniest creature needs room. Lessons in life aren't always so simple. Nothing you're giving will ever come free. Even the smallest of gifts deserves thank you. I respect you and you respect me.
Got the ideas still coming? Don't forget to use all 4 of your votes.
Remember, everyone here is important. When you're forgotten, it makes you feel stressed. Know that you matter and you make a difference. Let no one shame you or make you feel bad. Lessons in life are so simple. Nothing you can is ever gonna come to you free. The smallest of gifts deserves I respect you. You respect me. I think about you. Think about me. I think of you, you think about me. Learning our lessons in life and I think of you, you think of me. Learning our lessons in life and I think of you, you think of me. And I respect you, you respect me. Learning our lessons in life and I respect you and you respect me. I think of you, yeah, you and me. Learning our lessons in life and you respect. I think of you, I think of you and you think of me.
Lovely. We can see what we have here. We can see what we have here. Did you use all 4 of your votes? Let me refresh our rank by vote. Refresh. Right. You guys really like that first one I post, how to create an avatar so they can be more anonymous. Yeah, how to respect others. Always think before you post because internet is forever. Yes, do that decision tree activity with our students. Make sure they keep password for themselves. What pictures are appropriate to post. How to respect other people's privacy. That sometimes not to post is a good idea. I love that. Sometimes not to post is the best idea. Having consent. Not to accept unfamiliar people as friends. This is great. Not to accept unfamiliar people as friends. Let me refresh here. Our rank by votes. Respect you and others' privacy. respect both your and people's privacy. Did you see any, Kevin or Ivana, that you liked?
Yes, I did, from Claudia. What did she say? Your relationships will last longer if you don't share them on Facebook.
I love that. There's some great research on what happens in relationships where there's a lot of social media. We have some comments in the chat box. Don't comment on everything.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, yes, I love it. So we have some great ideas of things we can do here. Oh, look, someone just posted this lovely Be Smart on the Internet. SMART. That's a great graphic. A great graphic to be smart on the internet for our kids. Love it. I love it. Okay. You guys can check that out later if you want. Check it out later. Thanks so much for participating in our dot storming activity. And remember, we were looking for one idea you can use in your teaching. Now is the time to think. Think about all 3 days. Was there an activity that you really think you'd like to do with your students? It doesn't have to be an activity from today. I love to teach my students about location on their phone, just like we did yesterday. I love to teach them about clearing their cache on their phone because it's less common and it saves space. It clears up space. It gets rid of all of those things on your face. Yes, so you can write it down. You can put it in the chat box if you have an idea. You can do, how do I protect my house? And talk about protecting your house that we did on the first day. The things that we do to protect our house are the same things we should do to protect us online. Oh, someone likes fishing a reel. I love fishing a reel. I love it. Love it. Decision tree activity. Yeah, Kevin.
Just looking at our Facebook Live people, and Anna says, don't click on the link if you don't know the sender.
Excellent, excellent, excellent post. Yeah, footprints and fingerprints. Yes, yes. Password vaults. Use them all. Yes, please do use them all, from Elena. Oh, our vocabulary blitz. Our vocabulary blitz activity is not only good for learning words about privacy, security, and safety, but also other words. So use it in other vocabulary as well. Different emails, different passwords. Don't keep too many accounts. Oh, I need to use that myself. I have too many accounts. Always be careful. Great. These are so great ideas. Thanks for participating. We're going to wrap up with our administrative, but first we need our high fives. High fives for great ideas. Great ideas. We don't want to leave our friends who've been helping me today. They too like high fives. Woo. High fives. Okay. Our course on Canvas has a lot of great things for you to continue your learning and things that you will, oh, gosh, no. That was a mistake. Oh my gosh, this is supposed to be a question mark. Pretend this is the question mark. I checked this right before. Okay, these are questions from our online discussion board and that you guys have posted. So What is two-factor authentication? Two-factor authentication. I just want to answer a few questions before we finish up. Two-factor authentication. So when you set up an account, if they have something that says two-factor authentication, it adds an extra layer of security. So instead of just using your password, you have to use your password and some other way to verify that you are you. And usually it comes as a code you get to your phone. Sometimes it comes as a code you get to your email account that's registered. Sometimes it comes as a notification to your phone. So it's just, instead of one layer of security, it's 2 layers of security. That's why they call it two-factor, meaning 2 things. Should I do two-factor authentication? I always do, because it's, instead of one, they have to get through 2 things. So it's about security. Okay.
Hey, Elizabeth, can we do a quick
Yeah.
poll and ask for a thumbs up, digital thumbs up from people that are already using two-factor authentication?
Yeah.
Kathy
Do you have that
is.
poll?
No, we're just looking at the screens. Thumbs up from
Oh, yeah.
Natasha, Anka. So not a big majority, but
I use two-factor. A lot of sites will allow you to do this. And if you do, it's, again, less convenient, because to sign in, you have to do 2 things. And
yeah,
if you
definitely.
clear your cookies and your cache every week, you have to do it every week. So
I'd
it's
say
less
about
convenient.
10%. About 10% of our audience is using that two-factor already.
Great. Okay, our next question. Several of you posted this on our discussion board. Is it safer to use a virtual private network when online? So what a virtual private network is a program that you pay for. And when you connect to your virtual private network, it changes your IP address, which identifies where you are. So instead of being in California where I am, I can connect and the sites will think that I'm in South Africa or that I'm in the Washington, DC. So it masks your information. In addition to masking your location, it also encrypts your data so that these sites that you're visiting can't get access to your data. So it adds an extra layer of security. It does make your internet slower, because instead of directly going to the site from where you are, it first goes to other places, the data, and then to where it is. So it is slower. A good virtual private network you'll have to pay for, because remember, the internet is not free. We think that it is, but it costs our data. So a good VPN will come with a cost. I use 2 different VPNs. I use them for when I'm doing things like banking or when I'm purchasing things online, but I don't use them when I'm just browsing. Because personally, I think just clearing my cache and cookies is sufficient, but it does mask your information. It does mask your information more. The amount that it masks depends on what kind of encryption, and that's a way more complicated discussion than here. But there are a lot of forums and places where they'll talk to you about the different kinds of encryptions, the different kinds of VPNs. Be careful when you pick a VPN right now, because last week they identified 8 VPNs that were having security issues. So don't pick one of those. Make sure you look, just like with all things, make sure you look and that it's one of the trusted and verified VPNs. Okay, great question. Next, what if your school requires you to register for different accounts? Well, this is a question as to what kinds of accounts they're asking you to register for. So if you think about it, if you're concerned about them asking you to register for something that's not very safe. You still need to do it in order to keep your job, but you also need to make administration aware that perhaps this maybe isn't the best thing that we should be using, and identify why you're concerned about it so that they can look more closely. Because oftentimes administrators are making decisions based on one set of data, and you may have other types of information that can help them to make these decisions. So what is the danger of providing your data? Well, there's a lot of dangers. One of the things that people regularly talk about is that other people, when they get access to your data, they can become you. They can become you, right? But also, there's the less sort of big a hacker is going to get my data and steal my identity. A lot of teachers have issues at schools because of things that they post and are available out there. So you don't want to have a student get access to something that you don't want them to see. You don't want your administration to maybe get access to something. So you can have actual real life repercussions. You can lose jobs, you can get, have identity theft. But most people, I think for most people, I know several people who've had identity theft. It is very real. I think for most people, the biggest danger is having your information sent to places that you don't want it to. And the biggest danger of that on social media are your friends of friends. Your friends of friends. So usually it's not your friend on social media who gives who shares something that you maybe don't want shared widely. Usually it's a friend of a friend. So it's one removed. So most of those happen. That's why we look at our friends and say, not only do I trust this person with the things I'm going to post on here, but do I trust their judgment and the friends that they have, that their friends aren't also going to spread these things around? Ooh, Kevin says, just losing your email account to a hacker can be devastating. Yes. So our last question is, who benefits from collecting our data? The majority of companies that benefit are companies that sell us products. So advertisers and marketers. That's where most of our data goes to, advertisers and marketers. So they can provide us a personalized experience on the internet. Okay, now we're ready for our Canvas. Here is our join link with our join code. Ivana's just posted that in our chat box. I'm going to go through a little bit faster today because we are here. Today we have day 3, teaching privacy in the classroom, and finishing up. Finishing up is going to be available right when we finish our session here. So it's not yet live, but when we finish, I'm going to publish it. It will be live. I'll show you what day 3 looks like. On day 3, over here, the first thing is we have a social media do's and don'ts quiz. Social media do's and don'ts. So go and take that quiz. They're true, false questions. Test your social media do's and don'ts. The second one is our discussion board is going to be open until the 27th. Our open discussion board. So if you'd like a question answered, post it there by the 27th. Look through the questions. I answered many questions yesterday. Look through the questions, see if your question was answered, ask a question that you still need to. And then you can still post things on the news until the 27th. And then over here, I've listed 4 different curriculum resources. They have lesson plans, they have videos, they have all sorts of things for you to teach these kinds of topics in your classroom. So lots of great ideas. And this is what you've been waiting for, finishing up. The top link is our post survey. Please take our post survey. The second one is a one-page summary of the things that we've talked about here. So if you want to share with your colleagues, grab that one-page summary. The third thing is our digital badge, and then we have our certificate. Our digital badge and our certificates that you can download there. I'm going to talk about our digital badge. When you click on that link to the digital badge, it's going to take you to this discussion board. In order to earn your digital badge, you have to post one thing you learned from this course on the discussion board. That's really important. You need to post one thing to earn your digital badge. If you don't post, you won't earn it. As soon as you post, you can go to your course badge and it will light up green. It will light up green. And when you click on it, it will pull it up and you can download it on this side and you can share it down here. This is in our course site, so you can choose to do this or not. You can choose or not. It's your choice. And then the last thing in finishing up is our ancillary resources. These are the links to all of the different resources that I've used as we've had these 3 sessions. So if you're looking for the presentation software, if you're looking for the dot storming link, you're looking for the comic, you're looking for the photos I've used that you can use, you're looking for that song from today, they're all linked here in our ancillary resources on finishing up. Great. And here's our epic high five. Ready? Yes. Oh, we're done.
We had a question from Ala Elizabeth. How long will the course on Canvas be open to the participants?
The course will be open indefinitely. The discussion boards will close next week on the 27th. So you can pull the resources on there until Canvas kicks it out, but you won't be able to post after the 27th. Great question. Great.
And Tatiana says, will the recordings be available of these webinars? Yes, they are already on our Facebook page and they will be on our YouTube channel. So please make sure you follow us, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you can find the recordings of all 3 webinars there.
Great, great. We're gonna say goodbye to Facebook Live, but if you're in Zoom, please stay. If you're in Zoom, please stay. We have one more thing for people who are in Zoom. So goodbye to our Facebook Live.
Bye-bye Facebook Live. And just a reminder for everyone out there, we've got courses, one course coming up every month, probably all the way through December. So do keep an eye on our Facebook page for more such courses.
Goodbye.
And goodbye Facebook Live.
Goodbye. I'll see. Is it gone? You next time. Great. Great. For our Zoom participants, we are ready. We're going to post the certificate. We're going to post the certificate in the chat box. You can get the certificate on the course page as well, but we're going to post it here in case
you can get it right now too, unless you have a phone. You can't download if you have a full phone.
Yeah, if you have a phone, you have to get it from the course site.
So there's the PDF, and there's also a PowerPoint version of the certificate. You're going to have to put in your own name.
Right there where it says, I certify that I, and you put your name right there.
Thank you, Gilko.
I hope everyone can download it. I will post it again because the chat goes fast.
So Minerva in Romania, the certificates are right there in the chat box. And if you click on the arrow, you can download them to your computer. If you're on a phone right now, you'll need to go to the Canvas Classroom page where they are also available.
Mm-hmm.
And while we do this, why don't we throw out a couple polls?
Yes, perfect place.
Because no one really likes to say goodbye on the last day of the course.
Yes, we've got some certificates downloaded.
Yay, it's working.
Our chat
So
box keeps going crazy.
you'll see on your screen now, how engaging or interesting was this online course for you? On a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being the least and 10 being the most interesting. We can handle your honesty. Well, we're getting good scores. That's great to hear. Cannot see the certificate, Teresa says. Well, there, it just popped into the chat box right there. Okay, so about 62% of you have already voted. So I'm going to end that poll and share the results with you.
Habi says the link for the certificate. There is no link for the certificate. The certificate is in the chat box. So you just click download and it will be downloaded on your computer.
And here's a new poll. We're actually going to do a repeat of this course in September. And I'm wondering, would you take this course again? I imagine that we'll kind of be evolve the material a little bit. Okay, we'll keep an eye out for it because we're going to have this, another course in project-based learning coming up, and more. And Ivana, why don't you share the screen with them about Teacher Talk Monday after I share the results of our poll. So it looks like some people would be interested in even coming back for another round. Thank you. And thank Elizabeth Plummer for doing such a great job. She is truly an English language specialist. And until August 17th, every Monday we meet at noon and we do breakout room activities with Scott Farmer, an English language teacher currently in Perth, Australia. So you can join us. You will have to register, but
All the information you can find on our Facebook page.
yeah.
And the link to register as well.
So thank you so much. Hope that you benefited from the program. Elizabeth, any last words?
I think it's time to say goodbye.
How do we do that? Just with words, or should we add the melody to that word? Those words.
We have our goodbye song we've been learning.
Put your
If you're
hands
having
together.
if you're having trouble finding the certificate, it is on the course webpage. So it is linked there. You can download it from there. Great. Great. Okay. Here we go. We're ready. Goodbye. Goodbye. I'll see you next time. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Bye.
I'll see
you
you next
time.
Let's sing it one more time and then we're going to end. Ready? Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. I'll see you next time. Goodbye. Goodbye. I'll see you next time. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you for joining us, and thank you, Elizabeth.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth. Put your hands together for Elizabeth. And we'll see you on our Facebook page, we hope.